Hey everybody, got a lineup already. Hopefully this is going to be a good topic. I think it's definitely going to be a good topic, but hopefully I can get all the information out to you guys. Oh, wow. My thing actually muted all by itself over here. Let's see. Glenn's always first one. He comes in early and he says hi and then he leaves and then he comes back. So, hi Glenn. I see you back down there. Michelle, how are you doing? How are you doing, girlfriend? I hope you're doing better. Kathy, how are you doing? Let's see. Kay, you have been looking forward to the show. Oh, good. I've been listening Christmas songbooks, sheet music, ornaments, and brooches over the past. I hope you like Christmas because you're probably going to be sick of it by the time it's all over with. Hi, Kelly Dubs. How are you? How are you? What have you been doing? It's not 112, but it's in the 90s here. Let's see, it's 89 degrees right now. Ethel, it's a pleasure always. I love you, Brett. I'm so glad you're here. So, Kathleen, did I not get you up above? Nope, Kathleen is here. Hey, y'all. All right. So, let's see who else straggles in. So, how many of you? Bye, buddy. I love you. See you tomorrow or Sunday. No, tomorrow. Apparently, you're not getting a hello. He had his second day of school today, so he got up early, came over here, made himself lunch. This being 11 stuff is great. Anyway, and he loves his new teacher this year so far, so can't beat that. How many of you guys and gals actually are aware of Putz houses and Putz villages and anything Putz? Everyone. Marie, yep, everybody's here. All the important people are here now. We don't need Justin. It's all good. We're done. Yep. He's off into his breakables. So there's a lot of scuttlebutt in the what do we want to call it? In the I don't know, the vintage collectible, whatever, about the word Putz. So I'm just going to tell you that we're talking about the German word Putz, not any of the other words. And if you want to look the rest of them up, and if you want to comment about anything other than the German meaning of Putz, I will delete your comment. Let's just put that right there. Hey, Amy, how are you? No, don't leave, Justin. You're going to learn something more. A vintage mentality. Oh boy, everybody's coming in now. Sue, don't go anywhere, Justin. I got lots for you to learn. And maybe you guys can learn me something, right? So, what is the definition of Putz? The German definition of Putz, and why are we looking at the German definition of Putz? Because Putz, not Putz. Putz houses originate in Germany, and I'm gonna tell you the story from one of the best people. I'm gonna read it to you. 110 days till Christmas, you know it. If you guys aren't on the Golden Glow, let's see, what's it called? It's in the. I didn't pull that one up. Dang it. I'll tell you what it is right now. The Golden. Somebody needs to buy me a membership. I have to do it for myself for Christmas, right? It's right there. The goldenglow.org. That is that. Anything that you want to know is there. It's in the description. Anyway, so let me share my screen, right? The German English translation for putzen, which is actually the true word, but they shortened it to putz, is clean, brush, clean wipe, blow, brush, clean, polish, shine, clean, basically. And the reason that I bring that up is, people would putz around. They'd putz around, and we're gonna talk about it right here. This guy right here, he's Pete Oehman, and he has his own website, but this is an article on the history of the Putz village from 2014. And there's more on his website. Yes, it's linked below, from the Golden Glow of Christmas Past. And if you guys aren't aware of the Golden Glow of Christmas Past, here it is. And it's all about anything. It's an amazing organization focusing on the education and history of vintage and antique Christmas ornaments, lights, and decorations. And they just had their last 110 days, 5 hours, 49 minutes, and 43 seconds. They just had their last Golden Glow thing in Texas, and they won't have another one. Convention. They just had their last convention in Texas. The next annual convention is in Chicago, Illinois. So if anybody is interested in all of that, they have had them in all of these. The first one was in Columbus, Ohio. The second one was in Princeton, Wisconsin. The third one was in Plymouth, Minnesota. And then they went to Dallas this year. And then they're going to go to Ohio. So if anybody's interested in that, there you go. The link is in the description. And I'm also going to put the link here. But I'm also going to put this link in here if anybody wants to follow along, because I'm going to read this, because I don't know how many people, videos, stuff I did research on, and people get half the story right. What is that butterfly? What butterfly? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, if anybody is interested in this guy has done the research, and from everything that I've put together, he knows the most. And I was actually quite sorely disappointed on some of the other research that I did. It doesn't take much to do a little bit of research. So, you know me, I don't shy away from saying things as it is. I get myself in trouble all the time. It's probably why I'm only 50 subscribers away from 6,000. No, that's not probably why. It's because I haven't been putting out any content. All right. So the history of the Putz Village and cardboard Christmas houses, because that's what it is. And if any of you have seen these, I do have a few. I didn't do this topic because I have some, but I do have some I'm going to show you. By Pete Oehman. Most of us get a warm, fuzzy feeling when we think of Christmas and automatically reflect upon our childhood memories. Christmas trees bedazzled with lights and ornaments, wreaths, stockings hung by the chimney, and all the wondrous decorations that would make any child's heart flutter with anticipation. Not just a child's heart. There's more grown adults that enjoy Christmas, I think, than children, because maybe they didn't have wonderful Christmases. So now they do, because they're in control of it. For me, it was a visit to my grandmother's house. Nanny's house was a show place for all things eclectic. Yes, it is. That's what Dren calls me, Nanny. But Christmas time was special. As a small child, I was always drawn to the crutch scene under the Christmas tree. And let it be known, and I don't know if this one goes into it so much so, but other articles I read, that was what they did. The Germans, the Christmas tree came from Germany. We're going to do the history of that another time. So anyway, He was always drawn to the crutch scene under the Christmas tree after making sure the baby Jesus was safely tucked away in his crib. Oh, that's another one. Side note, I'm making a list of the next shows, and I keep forgetting to write things down. His eyes would gravitate to the village that surrounded the manger. Little cardboard houses were carefully placed atop the cotton batting snow. The village was populated with bar clay, and we're going to talk about them. Lead figures. The skaters were placed on a mirror to create the illusion of a frozen lake. Street lamps and cars were strategically placed, and when lit up, the whole scene would be brought magically to life. I fell in love with the little cardboard houses. Every year, I could hardly wait to see the new ones that had been added to the display. Those were the Christmas memories that later turned me into a collector of Putz houses. My grandma always referred to these villages as a Putz. When I asked her what that meant, she said it's German for putting or placing things together to create a scene. Later, I learned it comes from the German word putzen, which means to decorate or adorn. The dictionary told us otherwise, right? It's cleaning. So basically, from everything I've gathered from all of my research, they would clean and they would decorate at the same time. So they putzed around and got all of their Christmas decorations put up. The Putz tradition had its start in Central Europe, including Bohemia and Moravia, which are now part of the Czech Republic and Slovakia. Because the Moravians were part of an older Protestant church, they were persecuted by other religious movements. When their numbers dwindled due to a series of religious wars, they immigrated to America. Once they were here, they founded Bethlehem, Pennsylvania on Christmas Eve in 1742. So the Pennsylvania Dutch. I don't think he gets to that. Celebrating Christmas was an important part of Moravian culture. One tradition was the elaborately constructed Christmas scenes that portrayed the Christmas story or other religious themes. These scenes, known as putzes, have been traced to the late 1700s in our country here. The original putzes started with family members. Mostly, the children would go out into the woods in late autumn to collect stones, moss, ferns, lichens, and twigs. The large stones were used for mountains, small branches of cedar and pine for trees. In later years, pieces of tinfoil were used to represent a waterfall. A mirror was used as a lake. All sorts of animals were added to bring the scene to life. There is no scale in a proper putz. A 3-inch tall cat can sit beside a 2-inch tall cow. So got that. Those of us that are anal like me that want everything to be in scene, we can go wild. Go wild. There's no scale. There's no HO scale here. The Moravians were known for adding villages to their scenes. From the late 1700s until the late 1800s, simple handmade and elaborate castles decorated the landscape. It wasn't long before small hand-carved people populated these villages. At the center of all the creation lay the crutch, the hallmark of the tradition of the Putz. So the nativity. The Industrial Revolution was about to add new dimensions to the Putz scene. The Germans were already masters of the glass Christmas ornaments. Think go way beyond Ragco, but Ragco and, oh man, I was just reading about, wow, I'm having a major brain fart. Part of the Shiny Bright, the company that started what were the true Shiny Brights, because the American Shiny Brights are actually Corning balls. I've got a video on that. Anyway, so we know about the Czechoslovakian glass ornaments and the Polish glass ornaments and the German glass ornaments. Those are the ones we really want, right? I'm going to talk about them at the end a little bit. The American people couldn't get enough of these sparkling treasures. They also started making little cardboard houses with hand-stamped doors and windows. The exteriors were all adorned with hand-painted flowers and brushes. The bottle brushes, basically. The Erzgebirge region in Germany was famed for its toy building, and America was hooked, line and sinker. World War I changed the way we did business. Germany was no longer meeting our needs for all things Christmas. The Butler brothers at Chicago and F.W. Woolworth were two well-known proprietors that created the concept of the local dime store, and they were not going to be left out in the cold when it came to making the money. A lot of the original Eckhart, that's who it was, a lot of the original Shiny Brights were mail order. And anyway, the 5 and dime, they were going to get their hands on this for no way, shape, or form. These stores sold Christmas decorations that the average family could afford. With Germany out of the picture, they set their sights on other manufacturers, and Japan seemed to be the perfect partner. Although the Japanese did not understand our Christmas traditions, they used their industrious ingenuity to create many of our much sought-after Christmas collectibles. Holt Howard, anyone? The 1920s found many of our Christmas trees ablaze with the new expensive string lights. With our fondness for bright and sparkly items, we all must be crows. The Japanese found many ways to satisfy our appetite, and the phrase "made in Japan" became part of our vocabulary. So keep that in mind. A lot of the made in Japan stuff, unless it says occupied Japan, right? Because that's from the 40s. Made in Japan started in the 20s and 30s, and then you'll see Taiwan and Hong Kong when you're seeing Taiwan and Hong Kong, that's in the late 70s, 80s. Let's see. Nobody knew for sure who brought the idea of making little cardboard houses to the Japanese. Somewhere around 1927, 28, I'm sure a purchasing agent from one of the 5 and dime stores brought some pictures of American homes to a Japanese manufacturer and asked what they might be able to design and build. Kind of reminds you of Alibaba now. The first houses were box-like candy containers, and later versions had a hole in the back for filling with candy. I don't have one of the I don't have one of the old ones, but they would have had basically like a brass brad right here, and there was a pretty big, can you go in the right way? Pretty big circle here, and you would unclip it and move it, and that's how you got the candy out and the candy in. And they, so that was a movable cardboard disc that held the candy inside. And no one knows for certain who came up with the ingenious notion to put a light in the round opening in the back of the houses and use them to create an illuminated village under the tree. But I, for one, am sure glad they did. So those older ones, and we'll look at some in a little bit, that hole was big enough to fit a C9 bulb in, right? This isn't a C9, but I mean, I don't think personally I would want a C9 bulb, especially from the older times, because those C9 bulbs get hot. So, right, these are the ones that go like in Christmas houses and snow and blow molds. If you ever see these, pick them up. I pick them up every time I go to an estate, so I have quite a few of them. Not that you can't buy them new, you can. Much to the delight of vintage Christmas collectors such as Golden Glow members, these little houses sat next to hundreds of Japanese decorative innovations at the 5 and dime store and became just as popular at Christmas as Christmas lights themselves. The variation and quantity that the Japanese produced in such a short time was amazing. When I first started compiling my collector's guide, which I'm going to show you his website, I believed there might be as many as 200, maybe 300 different houses. My collection alone has an unbelievable 3,000 specimens, and I see new styles popping up on eBay all the time. And I don't think it's just, I got to put my marker here because I got to say something, because you know I do. Yes, I agree, Doug. There were a lot of these, like in the beginning, that were homemade, right? They weren't made in Japan. They were earlier than that. There's also a lot of them being made now. So you really, really, really need to listen and do a little research and know what you're getting into. I mean, not that the ones that are being made now are bad. There's so many YouTube videos out there to teach you how to make your own, and they are so cool. And I'm going to show you some sites that you can go to get authentic tinsel and all of that kind of stuff. Oh, I bet I forgot to bring I did chenille in here. All right. Where was I? Collector's Guide, 5 and Dime. World War II all but put an end to the cardboard Putz house. Germany and Japan were now our enemies, which ended our commerce with these warring nations. Our country put a lot of material and energy into the war effort, but that did not crimp our celebrations of Christmas. The Dolly Toy Company, we're going to check them out, and the Colmar Company started creating their own interpretations of the cardboard Putz house. The made in USA houses were never made with the same charm as the pre-war houses, but we still had a supply to use in our Putz villages. After the war, the Japanese started to make cardboard houses for the American market again. There was a small spurt of the original charm in these houses up until the early 1950s. After that, so some of these might be marked occupied Japan. After that, they became smaller, flimsier, and a lot simpler. Somewhere around the middle 1960s, the little Putz house had all but vanished, except for in Nanny's basement or attic. In future articles, he will go into more depth of the time periods, classes, style, structures, and we'll find that right here. You can go to his website, but first let's pull a couple of these up. You can see right here, as he talked about, here is the crutch, and that's it. That's what all of this is built around. And you see there's basically what they would call, here's the stem of the feather tree, and now you can see all the shiny bright ornaments up here. And this is how they would do their Christmas. This was their Christmas. And it wasn't presents that went under the tree. It was these small cardboard houses. And here's the castle that he talked about, which is actually the church, right? All of these little windows are cellophane, and they're a lot of these, probably all of these here, are hand painted, and these are true original bottle brush trees, probably. And then you have all of the little Barclay, or I'm going to assume that these ones, since this is his, these are Barclay, and they're cast iron, I believe the Barclay ones are. So let's go back here, and then here is a picture of here's the figurines, and you can see right here when he's talking about scale, this sleigh is nowhere near scale to anything here, but it doesn't matter. It's all part of the charm, right? So anything that's marked Japan would have come pre-World War II. Here's your cow. See, these ones are this, everything over here, except for maybe this guy. And the true vintage real bottle brush trees would have had a wooden, yeah, like the soldiers, exactly. Would have had a wooden base, like see how this one has. They're not like the Limax ones, which work just fine. If you don't have to have everything 200 years old, right? Let's see. Who have I missed? Amy's here. Justin. Too dangerous for you to learn. Carol C., how are you? Hey, Robin, how are you? 1945 to 52, occupied Japan. Yes. Thank you, Glenn. And using the C, yes, this is true. Using the C9s makes it more exciting, sort of like playing the lottery. Oh, that's hilarious. Yes, these lasted a long time. How are you, KT? How goes it? Anyway, so these and nowhere in here does it talk about some of the Putz figurines. Oh man, I bet I didn't grab them. Of course I didn't. And they're not, I guess, necessarily truly Putz, but you will find some cardboard people and angels and stuff like that that will have the Japan stamp on the bottom of them too. And I refer to those as Putz just because they're made very similar to the Putz houses, if that makes sense. All right. This is his website. And he's got a collector's guide. He's got a marketplace. He's got a catalog, coconut textured covering. I wanted to look at this because you will see he sells this. Anything that you want to repair yours or to build some, you can find here. And when we got into this hobby, we found a high level of interest in restoring, or in some cases, reconstructing vintage but damaged cardboard Christmas Putz houses. Doors and windows to replace those punched out by little fingers were available, and several techniques for restoring, or in some cases, replacing the various kinds of mica and glitter coatings that were documented. But one of these little houses seemed impossible to restore to its original condition. The ones with what the early advertisements called colorful silk floss. As you can see in the clipping from an early advertisement at the right, imported colorful silk floss covered Christmas villages. So he's got his history, restoration, building, displaying, other links. Anything that you want to know or get, he's got you right here. So he's got a collector's guide. And we're going to go here to Papa Ted's website because that's pretty cool. He's got restoration, cardboardchristmas.com. We're going to go there. That's got some amazing. A lot of these links are down below, but I ran out of room to put links. So that's just where his link is down below in the description. So just know that if you guys want to learn about anything that there is to do with vintage and did myself in, didn't I? Vintage and antique Christmas ornaments. Here's your place. Hi Beth, how are you? This is truly it. It truly is. And I'm probably going to buy myself a membership this year for Christmas or something, or I'll get one of my boys too, because I'm cheap and I don't buy things for myself. You know, that's how it goes, right? And then I did a video quite a while ago. It was while I was at the farm, and I haven't been at the farm for 3 years, on vintage shiny brights. And my ultimate favorite person to listen to and to go to get any of the history on shiny brights is, and she's down below here too. Why can't I find it? Jody Pritz. And I have a link to her in the description too. And she has written 2 books. I have one of them. And it was very well worth the money. So if you have a collection of shiny brights, like I probably have, I would say close to 700 shiny brights and boxes. And my goal is this year at some point in time to get them all put into the correct boxes and then possibly sell them. But there's a whole history of the shiny brights. Jody Pritz, she's down in that, and she's part of the Golden Glow. So anything that you really wanted to know, they have a magazine. I think that comes with Holt Howard. There you go. Oh, be still my heart. The magazine comes with subscriptions, with the subscription, and knowledge. That's where you can get information on any of that. And then there's regional organizations. So there's other places closer to you where you can go. But this place is amazing. Right? Tiny fingers. And he you didn't hear him say anything derogatory because he had tiny fingers at one point in time too. So let's go over here to this is a company called Barclay, and they are actually, let's see if we can go. You guys, I'm dying. This you can't get anything right now. They're closed because they're moving. The link is in the description. Of course it is. And of course I will put it right down here for you. But these guys are the ones that made the figures, right? Winter classics. They got a Christmas department. They got hobby and craft paint. So if you need to buy all the stuff, they have tin toys and wind-ups, repair parts. Remember that. This is a very good site to. They don't have any products right now to show you, which is all right. So let's go over here. These are flat figures, or so they're called. And even though they have them in stock right now, they're not filling any orders because they're moving. So these are some more, these are newer, right? They're more like gingerbread people. And they've got the classic O scale. One of these days. Ooh, boy, that's a little risque there. They've got all of these ones that you could want. Let's see what else they have. Winter classics. Let's check that one out. Any of these? They make these. These aren't the vintage ones. I don't know if they have German style flat figures, which is what we were looking at there a little bit ago. So these are like almost like they're not 3D. They're two sides. And there's newer ones, of course. Marshmallow World, who knows? Okay, that's what we were just looking at. Dime Store Doughboys. Okay, these are the ones like Mike brought up. Barclay, because that's what these are. Anyway, so these guys make these. Be careful here. Holy moly. This right here. All right. Look at this. They're making these. You can, I don't know if they're made to order or they have them made for them right here. Holy moly. This is almost reminiscent of a Dresden ornament. So anything that you want, candles, smokers, these little smokers, and then you can get the incense that go in them. Do you guys know about these, the smokers? Here you go. You can go learn about them because we're not really talking about that. We're talking about putzes right now, but you can go and get all of this stuff, right? Advent calendars, bulb covers, any of that stuff that you guys want. All right. That is Barclay. Okay. Let's go look on eBay at what some of these items sell for. These are highest to lowest in the solds right now. This is an Antique Putz. Something I want you to understand here is you don't see hardly any, there's no glitter. There's hardly any glitter at all. These, there's all broken. You're not going to see any. There's a little tiny bit of cellophane there. Most of these are not going to have any. It's a darker color because a lot of these were stored up in the attics. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Are you getting around better now? Jennifer did you have both hips replaced or knees? She's been surgitized. That's my own word. I made it up just for you. A lot of these, see how dirty and dingy they are? That's what they're going to look like. They're not going to be all glittery. There's a tiny bit of glitter right here. And this one is Japan. Let's see if they show us the bottom. I don't know how they're, I guess right there, made in Japan, very faintly. So this one's from the 20s. Guess what? I have two sitting right over here. This one was a candy container. I don't see any markings where it had the slider, but it had to have had something to keep. And you can see, man, for being 100 years old, this is actually in really good condition. But this dirt, a lot of these were kept up in attics, and especially if they came from Germany, they yeah, both hips, that's what I thought. They warmed their homes with coal, right? So as the story goes, that's what's going on there. All right, $922 for this one. Now we have one that's from the early 30s. Let's check this out. It's worth it to go through and look at these. Paper, paper, paper. Not very much mica or glitz. There's some mica on the house. That's what the glitter that they used back then. They didn't have the nasty glitter that we have now that gets everywhere and never goes away. Most of the items that had glitter then, look at little finger. Something happened here, it got crushed. They're literally, I wouldn't even call them cardboard. They're like the piece of cardboard that goes over the corrugate. They're more like card stock, if you ask me. And there's your, they would make their, see if this one was a candy container too. Yep. See the penny there for size. And then you can see in there, you can see the decoration that they put in the windows, and made in Japan. All right, let's look at a couple more. Okay, this is a good one. These were, I don't think these were antique, if I'm correct. This was made in the 50s after, no, it might be, no, this one probably is. It's going to tell us, but okay. Do you see the difference in how these are made? See the cardboard piece? They're not made up on a platform like the other ones were. And so there were a lot of these little houses that, I'm surprised this didn't go for more, to be honest, because it has the actual box, and the boxes, the likeliness of the boxes surviving. And they even have a little bit of the batting in there too. The fluff for the chimneys. See, did they have the fluff for the chimneys are right there. There's some fake snow and stuff. I think that I have one exactly like this. And I can tell you that because see the little wire here? That's what you could hang them. I was hoping they were going to show the bottoms of one of them. Am I doing something wrong? Somebody's trying to get a hold of me. I don't know if it's one of you guys or not. No, okay. I'm sharing my screen. Everything's going like it's supposed to go. Oh, you got a plate in your wrist too. Oh my gosh. You're going to be she's going to be the bionic woman this year. So I really wish they had shown the bottoms, or at least that's a pet peeve of mine, but you guys know that. It would be nice if when they have something this cool that they used all 24 pictures and showed us the bottoms of these. But because I'm such a nice person, I'm going to show you the bottom of mine. And it actually has a sticker on it from Newberry's, which was the dime stores out here in the West Coast. You guys had Woolworths, Becky's. I don't think we had Woolworths out here. We had Newberry's, and this is made in Japan. So this is the same era. See that, made in Japan, and there's the little Woolworths sticker for 10 cents. I don't know, Mike, just like you don't use all 24 pictures. I'm ratting you out, buddy. And then here's your little hole in the back. Put your light in. And then you can see that this one, I don't know if it's in there. Let me see if the rest of it's in there. Okay, so it's missing half of, or more than half of the front of that. But I can just go to his little website and I can get a new one if I want to, right? I also have, and this one might well have been a candy container. It doesn't have the big back. Look at there. That's your Italian village, I guess, villa. And it has mica on it. I'm going to get a new camera. This one actually has the true bottle brush tree. And it has, they actually used lights in theirs because they left the paper clip that they used. And it's missing, looks to me like it's only missing the center window. Those windows are so fragile. They're just a little tiny piece of cellophane. And it was made in Japan, and they paid 10 cents for it. So I might put those up on auction. I believe this one is also made in Japan. I got them all at the same place. However, this one is more reminiscent, like the first one, of the set over there. And I don't know what's going on with that tree thingamabobber, and almost all of the windows are there. They're all there in this one. And there's your little tiny hole. And there is no marking on this one whatsoever. So that's the size of it. What is it? This one's, it is from that area. You know how? See the little wire? I don't know where the made in Japan sticker went to. Who knows? These guys are little. These ones are. And they just seem to, what is it? 3 inches? It's about what these ones are. And then, hey, Rev, how are you? How goes it, mister? Thank you. The blue one is your favorite. I like the blue one too, but it's kind of almost castle-y looking. I mean, really, it is. The top of the blue one and the top of the white one, or the pink, whatever, they're the same. They're the same house, right? Let's see if I'm having problems here. What else is new? They're the same. They're literally the same style. But these were made one at a time by hand. So that's what that is. I guess, honestly, whatever this tree thing, shrub thing's made out of, it almost looks like the bottom of an old scrub sponge, right? Because this one has the Japan mark on it. This one doesn't. I don't know why. But I can guarantee you that they were made. I'm having all kinds of troubles here. Anyway, so these three right here are from the 20s. Now, as we know, Target I believe Target has started putting out over the last 4 or 5 years their own versions of pet houses. Kurt Adler, who is also known as these are Santa's Workshop Kurt Adler's. I ran across a bunch of these at an estate sale. They have never been taken out of their boxes, but like he said in his little article, they've just gotten bigger and bigger, so you can see the difference. And these are made in China. So is Louis Vuitton. So, you know, I mean, judge what you will. You're not going to get, I can guarantee you that when I list these, they'll probably go to Japan. Japan is buying a lot of their stuff up. So I think these are all listed. I have like 8 or 9 of them, and they come in different sizes because you saw in his picture all the different sized ones that they had. So these are Kurt S. Adler. They've never took them out and opened them up. Why? I don't know. But Putz houses and Putz villages are something that came to us from Germany via the Monrovians, and now and the Pennsylvania Dutch, and now anybody that's crafty and wants to craft them, Kurt S. Adler Company, and there's other companies as well that made them. So let's go look. You had the blue one. It is pretty. No, mica. Mica is a form of, it's a rock. Mica is a rock, and they or mineral rock that they ground up, and mica is what they used in the old times, the 20s and before, and probably a little after that, to as glitter. The difference between, let me oop, this guy needs a glue job, better not hold him there. The difference between the glitter, you see that's mica, and they painted over it white, is actually on the snow there, and then you have this with the glitter that deposits itself. Layers used in lampshades. Yes, the glitter that deposits itself everywhere for the rest of your life. I better be careful. I'm going to get myself in trouble, which is not abnormal, right? Okay. So here is 10 vintage Christmas Putz houses. We're going to look at a few more because they actually have some really, really cool ones. So somebody did something to these, because these do not come this way. I have never seen one with somebody put these, after they got them from Japan, put these mercury glass ball ornaments on them. And I'm just going to go right on out there and say those are butt ugly. Sorry if I'm hurting anybody's feelings. Glitter is evil. Devil's dust. For sure. I mean, you can still get mica. You can get it. I got a couple more sites. You guys, Amy, if you don't know one of these sites I'm showing you, I just about had a heart attack. If I had a heart, I probably would have had a heart attack. Somebody out there is already thinking that, and it just Vulcan mind melded. So yeah, but they got, I think, I have a feeling if whoever, I'm not going to say the person that sold this did this, but if whoever put those on there did that, they would have gotten more for them. That just kind of, that's sad right there. All right. Christmas garden houses. And they came, you guys, you can get designs to make mid-century modern homes now too. So you don't see the evil glitter here. These are amazing. Look at, they might have had, with extra trees, you're going to get the extra trees too. See how the trees are on a disc? Those are the true bottle brush trees. Here we go. The stuff that these are made out of will almost give you slivers if you're not careful. They are uncomfortable to touch. Man, I'm getting good. Getting good with my words. There's some more of that, like the green bushes that was on my houses, right? No idea what you're talking about. Okie dokie. Anyway, go check these houses out. They are worth some money. There's a beautiful, okay, this is a coconut. I showed you where you could go and get the coconut replacement, and Putz House Clock Tower of Redemption. I mean reproduction. So there's your coconut. See that? There's your coconut with mica, whatever. There's some mica glitter in there. You can see some of it. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Hey, fellow eBears. Coconut Putz House. This building is known as the High School Modern Reproduction by famous hobbyist Barb Healy. So that might be a name to know. Hey, Josh, how you doing, buddy? How are the kids? These houses can go for buku dollar. Oh, here's another set. May very well be that my little one that's not marked came in this set, right? This is Target with approved UL approved 10 light. Let's see if Target Stores Incorporated. That's an old. There we go. Let's look here. $2.99. Man, that must have been when Target first came out. Made in Japan. Was Target, this can't be Target Store, but it has the Target. Was Target around in the 20s? Somebody Google that and find out. We need to know. So there you go. There's the whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They got $134 with that, with the box. Oh, that's good to know, Josh. So these little cardboard Putz houses from the 20s can go for some really good money. I didn't go far enough. Here's one that's a candy container, right? We all know about the German candy containers. I read about them. This one right here is a true one. Let's see if it's got the right back on it. I really wanted to show you guys that. See how dark it is from all the dust and there's your little, so that back would come off. This was before they made them to put lights in. So this would have been in the very, very early 20s because it has Japan on it, right? 1927, 28. 1962 is the first Target. Thanks, Mike. So those were made probably in the 60s then, 60s, 70s. Had to have been, which we know that they were making them then. That's pretty cool. The more you know. Sears also sold them. You need a biscuit. Do you need a biscuit? The National Soda Cracker. Sears also made them. There's our. Mine might be Sears. You never know. They have the original bottle brush. Let's check this out. That one right there is exactly Man, exact same as this one, just a different color. So to find them with the box, the original box, is a treat. There's 2 castles in here. I call them castle, Spanish, whatever you want to call them. So keep your eyes open for these things. Always open the boxes. Always dig in the bins. Here's a set lit up. Some of them did come with light strings too. So there you go. That's pretty cool. Same exact set as the other one. That's funny. Do they not have, they have the box. Well, they have part of the box. Sears and Roebuck. They have the whole entire box. They're putting fine Italian garland in there too. Nope, that's got to be extra stuff. I hate it when stores do this. Lots of times the last 2 listings they show are other things they're selling in their store. 9 vintage boxed Christmas red brick Putz houses with bottle brush trees. That is so very true, Mike. They did. Oh, look at this one over here. We'll look at that one when we're done looking at this. Oh, look, squirrel. So these red brick Putz houses, aren't those cool? And they each have a different color mica on the roof. If you guys see these, don't pass by them. They're so highly collectible that it's not even funny. That's a great one. All right, let's go back up here and look at this one real quick. Let's see if it's got a somebody did the dirty on it. They put what? Man, why? This one's been fixed up. It's got the smaller hole like mine. It's cool looking though. I don't know why they put those glass beads on them. I've never seen, this is the first time I've seen them with that unbranded. So there you go. There's some ideas for you. And let's go check out this store. D. Blumpkin and Company, established in 1985. This is a German company, and last week I talked about homemade felt ornaments, right? It's really difficult to find felt that is the same quality as the felt that they made the early ornaments out of. These guys have it. Yes, of course they do. They have a Halloween shop. They have an Easter shop. They have a crap. Here we go. Amy, don't kill me. They have tinsel trims, wire and trims, Christmas ornament caps. So if you need more caps, this is amazing. Those little birds that clip onto the, here's a bird right here, or a mushroom. Here they have the cap, the old-time bird leg clips. So if you got one that had the legs, they have the regular caps, ornament caps from Germany, metal ornament crown fasteners. They have the tinsel trims, all of the trims that you could want, that you would need to fix up your ornaments. They have chenille stems and trims, all of that good stuff that you want. I sold some of the old chenille that they used for the arms, right? They sold DIY houses. Yep. One of the things, this got me, you guys. If you have any of those birds, these are spun glass circles so that you can fix or make, right? And the Austrian metallic string. Don't shoot me later. Don't shoot the messenger, Amy. I already know. If you need replacement spun glass feathers for your birds, this is the place to go. Bird tails made in Germany. You're gonna pay for them, right? Because they're coming from Germany. Foil papers. I just choked on my own water. You guys, I can't be left alone. Cotton, spun cotton craft shapes. Okay, this is amazing. If you are aware of spun cotton head dolls and stuff like that, they also make the mushrooms. You want some mushrooms? They got mushrooms. Make your own holiday ornaments, glass, glitter, and mica ornament. There's your mica right there. They have snow, all these different flavors. There's even black, midnight frost. Do you want me to put that link to the midnight frost in the description for you, Amy, so you don't only have to go one click? Crinkle wire. This right here, this is used on these ornaments, these Dresden ornaments, which is what I'm going to talk about last. Their airtight storage containers will keep your bullion bright and shiny. So, you know, yes. Oh, that's hilarious. I got it right here. 2 clicks away. There you go. Just to the black. This site right here. Okay. The link to the whole store is down in the description. So anything that you fancy, paper doilies, spun glass, cotton, waste is where we were at. Any of the little tiny pieces, spun cotton, wattle, craft shapes. So if you, I wonder why they don't have 50% off the entire selection right now, you guys. Wonder why I'm not being able to. Glass, glitter, mica, ornament clips. Oh, here they are. I didn't go down far. Duh. Scroll down, Noelle. So a lot of the tiny ornaments that were made with chenille and stuff like that. So they've got lemons, rosebuds, you name it, small balls. These are all made out of spun cotton. This is an amazing site. What else did we not look at? Chenille stems and trims, cotton wattle, cordings, ribbons, and lace, all of this stuff. You're welcome. All right. This is an amazing site. I don't believe, let me see if I put something else down in the description. It's under the did I get rid of it? Places to shop for authentic items. So we did the Blumkin Company. That's where we're at right now. And then Barclay Company, because those two have almost anything that you could want. Here's your metallic strings and all of that good stuff to do whatever you need to do with them. All right. Now, before I go back to the Putz houses, this is something that I want to make aware to you. One of my very good friends that I talk to daily literally just found one of these in a $2 box. These are Dresden, Victorian Dresden ornaments, and they go for hundreds of dollars sometimes. This 100-year-old Dresden ornaments, we're going to look them up. You can, so anyway, needless to say, this place right here, I don't know, custom orders, glass beads and garlands. They got it all. This is another spot. You can buy all this stuff from them. Need more bead garland? Yes, you do. And they will sell it to you. That's all I got. Feather trees. Oh God, I'm going to be in trouble now. These are right up there with the aluminum Christmas trees. I'm in need of one of these. I'm probably going to buy one. These are popular 44-inch. These are the ones that you want to put, like, you know, last week I was like, people put trees in their bathrooms. I wouldn't put a feather tree, but I wouldn't put a tree in my bathroom in the first place. There's no room. My bathroom's tiny. But these feather trees are amazing, and they are right up there price-wise with the aluminum Christmas trees. So here's a place you can go to get an original, handmade. He's showing you right there that he's making them. He's got his good old Elmer's glue there. Good for him. Feather trees. All right. Any questions? Looks like the Charlie Brown trees. Yes, they do. This site right here is amazing. And I talked about the dolly. You used to have the instructions to make one. Why does that not surprise me? I'm sure we could find them, Amy. I mean, you know. This site is actually down here. I wonder if it goes. This site has pretty much anything you could want to know. Here you go. Here's your Christmas villages. The Dolly Toy Company made this basic set of 8 in the same box from just before World War II until they stopped production in the early 50s because, remember, Japan wasn't making them for a while there, Japan and Germany, because we weren't buddies with them for a while. Probably still aren't, but whatever. We're not doing that. I'm just talking. Anyway, so this is a snow house, and you can see the differences. Typical wartime piece of plain white cardstock. These ones almost look like they have the silk. The silk on them is probably just the way they're made. Colmore. I had a heck of a time finding this because Google wants to put an E on the end of it. But once I found it, a company called Colmore made these little printies, and I'm only 99% sure Colmore is a trade name based on the idea of more color. So Colmore and what was the other company? Dolly Toy. Can only remember so much in a day, you guys. Were 2 American companies that made these Putz houses when Japan quit making them. So, and they're fairly high sought after. A Happy Time product, Sears and Roebuck Company. And if you can get these with the boxes, like I said, I'm seeing more of them here, cut and paste. There's a period of 2 to 3 years just at the close of the war that almost needs a category of its own. The domestic life remained chaotic for some time. I know my dad could not get a new car till 1948. The war did not end like a movie. It took the rest of the 40s for things to start to come around. Housing was a huge problem. Perhaps the preoccupation with so many cut and paste assembly sets reflected this. Tom Hull and I both recall a lot of cut out and assembly toys in our 1940s childhoods. And you will see a lot of these kits. This set is usually referred to as the King Cole set, as it features King Cole and his Fiddlers 3 as paper figures. Cereal box premiums. So this site right here has the Unknown Americans, the Pineville set. I call this the Pineville set because that's the name on the train station. So they were making these for the train collectors too. I mean, and you'll see a lot of back and forth between the train collectors and the people who are decorating with Christmas, because those Barclay figurines you'll see them in a lot of the HO and the Lee Max and that kind of stuff. And Lee Max has their own line of all of that stuff too. But obviously the train collectors had to get into the Putz houses too. Ezekiel's General Store. Can this be anything but American? These vintage advertisements out of the magazines are crazy. So this complete all of these different cardboard Christmas, little glitter house, everything, Colton, big indoor trains, Papa Ted's place. That's okay. So let's do, visit the old Christmas tree light site for the history of the Christmas tree lighting, including bubble lights and more. Family Christmas, all of this stuff. Family Christmas Online was formed. That's what the site is. And there's, if we go down here, I think it is, okay. All of these links, every single one of these links to a different site. And Family Christmas Online was formed to help your family to have a joyful and meaningful Christmas, even if your life is going in 30 different directions. The gentleman that made this site passed away. I believe down here, I'm looking at the description. I could have sworn I put Barclay Bloom, familychristmasonline.com. Yeah, that's this one. I believe that they haven't updated, like they keep everything updated, but they haven't added anything to it because this was his thing to do. Somewhere in here, there is a little thing that talks about it. It's kind of like his obituary. Is anybody here? Nobody's talking. 19 people. Okay. Anyway, so, I mean, I'm just going on and on. So if you guys have something to say, please do say. Please do let me know. So all of these, anything you want, build your own glitter houses. There you go. Basically the same thing, right? All of these, the link is in the description. Anything that you might want to know about these Christmas Putz houses, cardboard Christmas glitter houses, everything Croton. Sign up for collectibles information. We need to learn. We need to learn, Kathy. And you know, I go do all the dirty work and learn from everybody else. Rosemary Clooney, look at that. And then you guys don't have to do so much sorting, and that makes me happy because I like for you guys to get proper information. And I listened to and did a lot of research on this because I want you guys to know the real stuff, not a little bit put here and a little bit put there. Okay, that's fine. I could see that there's still people here. I just wasn't sure. So if you guys go back to, and it doesn't say, this is page 148 of the Ward's catalog. So if you go back into the 1920s, 30s, and find some of these older magazines from those time periods, you will find magazine clippings, advertisements for all of these, right? Those are a premium. If you're an ephemera person and you sell, and you like to sell, absolutely, and you like to sell vintage print ads, or you just like them for yourselves because they're cool. Who doesn't? The history of these, I've already gone over that, but Jody Pritz's YouTube is in the description, and she has a lot of videos. She's also a member of the Golden Glow, and she will give you the whole history of Shiny Bright glass tree ornaments and the boxes and all of that stuff. So anything that you want to know that's related to Christmas and vintage is in the description, and you can find people through the Golden Glow organization. You can find them through Jody Pritz. You can find them for Mr. Oehman. Marty, yeah. Oh yeah, Marty's one of my buddies. I was on Marty's channel. He did an interview with me. Weren't you there? That's how I got the Savage in my name. You guys, Marty is. Somebody want to drop his channel name? Wow. Jiminy Flips It. He does print ads, and if you want to learn, yes, I did a video on her. Oh, it's been longer than that because it was when I was at the farm, and I've been here for 3 years. Jiminy Flips It. You guys go check him out. He has a whole playlist on how to source and get print ads. He is an amazing person. Anyway, I did an interview. I was on his channel quite some time ago, and it was pretty funny. And that's where I got the Savage part of my name, Farm Girl 100% Savage. So what I want to do now is, and I didn't have anything pulled up, is Dresden. Of course, I spelled it wrong. What more would you expect? Dresden star ornaments. I had this pulled up, and then we went off to somewhere else, didn't we? This one was made for Brenda, apparently. So this isn't new. This is, I wonder if they have any of the one of a kind custom orders. All right, let's go out of here. I want to see some of the older ones. You guys, if you ever see these, you might think that they're fake. Oh, they are not. And you might think they're fake. You might think they're tacky. Just because of the... Hello, can we go here? Hey, Leroy. All right. Looks kind of tacky, doesn't it? They even wrote on it. Merry Christmas, December 24th, 97, I think. I don't know. It's hard to tell. That doesn't mean it was made then. This one is nothing super exciting, but you see the card in there. Here, and you see what it's listed for? More than likely, they will get that. These Dresden ornaments, which I should probably just go right here. Let's look at some other ones because they're going to have them on Etsy right here. These ones right here, they go for hundreds of dollars. What is wrong with this? $175 Dresden butterfly ornament. See the little intricate wires? And all of these mercury glass. There's your butterfly that you were asking about earlier, Kathy. Thank you for dropping that. He can, yes, he can. And he and his wife is an amazing baker. She bakes. They do. Oh, wow. All right, I can't look at that, and I'm not going to make you guys look at that. So these Dresden glass ornaments. There's your bird with the spun glass tail. Let's go out of here. Let's go. Here we go. These ones right here. You're going to see them. They almost look fake. They almost look, because of the card that's in them, the Victorian cards that are in them. If you guys don't know about these moon faces, I can only just tell you. This one was a candy container too. And the people sitting on the moon. Might want to pay attention to these. They're also made out of paper. They also come from Germany. This is why I'm showing you these. It's kind of fit in. There's these German candy containers. Here's an antique Victorian clip. More German paper. But these Dresden ornaments, here you go. Here's a good one. They're going to have blown mercury glass. They're going to have the wire, and they're going to have that. And these ornaments go for a premium. So keep your eyes open for these. They're not fake. They're not. Are there repros? Yeah, because we just saw a company that makes them. There's a spun cotton. Here's another Dresden type one. Here's a goose feather. This one's made of goose feathers. So Dresden paper Siamese cat. That one needs some eye work done on it. Anyway, keep your eyes open for these. The Dresden ornaments. There are tons of them to look at so that you get an idea. So the last thing that I want to talk about today, and where did my link go? Did I take it out of here? I did. The figures. Let's see if I put it over here. I think it's this one. Yes. And this is actually kind of what made me decide to talk about this, is because I was looking up. Let me remove this for a minute. I was doing some research on these. These are, it's a sheet. I'm not going to take it out of here because it'll rip. If you guys, can you see that? So I was doing some research on these because I got one of those big black totes of ephemera, and I'm slowly trying to get a few pieces listed. When you find these ornaments, most people do not pick them up. They leave them behind. These ones right here are dated 1985, which is the year I graduated from high school. So are they super old? No, but they are vintage. They're die cut. They're double-sided. They're paper. And oops, that's the hanger. They come in all different designs, right? And sizes. and people love them. Or which ones signed? The Victorian ones that I just showed you, the Dresden ones? No, not that I know of. All right. Vintage or antique inspired Christmas decorations you can make. This article is from 2014, and a lot of the links that are in here are no longer there. I did find a couple, but the reason why I decided to do Putz houses was because they had one in here, but that's not what I opened this up for. I opened it up for those sheets, which are antique chromiolithographs and Victorian scrap or chromiolithography. So this is something to pay attention to, because you will see a lot of fakes. This one I haven't dated or done a lot with it yet. I think it's from the 1920s. Whoever I bought this tote from somebody who bought out an ephemera store, and the ephemera store has most everything dated, and I mean, this is going to be great. But they were asking $45 for this years ago, so I know this one's older. Antique chromiolithographs from the 1870s to 1920s. I want you guys to pay attention to this, because even if they're remakes or they're newer ones, they are worth a lot of money. You had some 80s ones, mostly Santas. Chromiolithography, or Victorian scrap, as it is commonly referred to now, was a special type of paper decorative item that was made popular for greeting cards and Victorian scrapbooks through the innovation of several manufacturers during the mid-19th century. This is like a 2-in-1, you guys. You had to wait till the end. Uh-oh. Am I in trouble? Am I in trouble here? Until the invention of the die cut machine, right? These are basically die cuts. These ones right here. I think, okay, I got to get off. Until the invention of the die cut machine and a new color printing process, Victorian scrap was usually hand cut and hand tinted. With the invention of chromiolithography, a process that enabled a printer to print an illustration of up to 3 colors, and die-cut machines that cut out the illustration, similar to the paper punches that are popular with scrapbooking fans today, or electronic cutters such as the Cricut machine. Victorian scrap became more readily available. It was an Englishman by the name of Louis Prang who was first credited for the term chromos, according to an 1875 London journal. But it was the Germans, telling ya, they're crafty people, who were responsible for the most elaborate developments in embossing and varnishing chromiolithographs, which they called Glasenbieler. And I'm sure, hey, Boatman, how are you? Gloss pictures. With further innovative developments, designs were embossed, then die cut or embossed and cut at the same time. This procedure was used to produce scraps or die cut printed images joined together by tabs or ladders into a sheet that could be cut, assembled, and made available for Victorian scrapbooks or Christmas ornaments or decorations. When original chromiolithographs are becoming more rare and thus more expensive, excuse me, there are many modern companies that make and sell reproductive Victorian scrap at reasonable prices. In addition, there have been a host of small shops that have sprung up on Etsy that sell a variety of images, tags, printable PDFs, blah, 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 blah. So that's where I found the D. Blumpkin and Company, because they sell all of this stuff to make it, right? The tinsels, the trims, the fancy foils, the paper, the glass glitter, la, la, la. 32 degrees north, This link doesn't work. Victorian scrap works. I don't think that this one worked either. We can find out. Nope. And then Martha Stewart made cotton. Martha Stewart made a lot of this stuff. If you guys want to go and watch this, the link is in there, right? Martha Stewart made these Dresden style cotton batting ornaments popular. This YouTube, this Christmas special she did in 2002. So the link, oh, you know what? I took this link out, didn't I? I did. Copy. I'm going to put it here in the chat. You can get it in the chat, but you have to watch on your computer. So hub pages. So there's the link in the chat if you want to go and watch, go see and read any of this stuff. But Dresden style cotton batting ornaments are a pretty big thing. So here's some other links in here. If they work, they work. If they don't, they don't. Sassafras Hills and more stuff on Putz houses and stuff like that. So we could try the Wayback when you absolutely can. The Wayback machine. That's a very, if you guys don't know about that, the Wayback When machine, it'll help you find old links and all that good stuff. So today's show is brought to you by my research on chromiolithography. Did that make me sound smart? When you guys, gals, my peeps, go to garage sales, estate sales, antique malls, whatever, and you see these things, and some of the people know what they are, and some of the people don't. These ones right here were made by, we could look them up, the Merrimack, 1985 Merrimack Publishing Company. These ones were made by. Thank you so much. So, I'm going to probably do the next 2 months. I might sneak some Halloween in there, but Halloween's almost over as far as, you guys start sourcing for Halloween. But I will do some Halloween ones because you need to be on the lookout for certain things. And if you don't know what you're looking for, but right now I can tell you that, list it. Halloween is becoming a hotter commodity than Christmas because there wasn't as much Halloween made, right? And people love their Halloween. Okay, one thing to note. I know Halloween's never over. I'm totally with you on that. One thing to note, when you're seeing these Putz houses in, they're making them brand new, right? They have redone everything, and that's okay. But just like when you see the blow molds, if those blow molds have glitter on them, like the glitter that never goes away, they're new. If the Putz houses have the glitter that never goes away, they're new. If somebody has gone to the time and the trouble to get the real mica, to get the real trims, they're still new, but they're really truly attempting to make them look like the original ones from the 20s that were mass produced, right? If you want to go back and do more research on the older ones that the Pennsylvania Dutch made and that were made in old world Germany and Slovakia and all of those areas, then those are I showed a couple that were probably that old, but so keep your eyes open because you never know what you're going to find. There are America is a melting pot. We have people from everywhere here. And so there are vintage crafts, vintage Christmas, vintage everything from all the different countries. So you never know what you're going to find. And just because it looks like garbage, just because it's made out of paper, I'm telling you right now, some of that stuff made out of paper is worth way more money than you would ever know. Just like some of the jewelry, the what's the word? It's not fake. The non-precious metal, the not fine jewelry. Boy, I'm having problems today. Is worth way more than diamonds and gold, right? So, all right. I haven't decided yet. We're either going to talk about plastics, costume. Thank you, Brett. I so appreciate you guys. You know me, and you know that I have a hard time spitting words out sometimes, but you always get the right word for me. I appreciate you. I haven't decided if we're going to talk about plastics, and when I mean plastics, celluloids, that kind of blow molds and that kind of stuff next week, and not just celluloids and blow molds, but I'll give you a little. You guys tell me. I thought I just had a whole box of them right here. Yeah. These guys. Oh, shoot. You have the flocked blow mold ornaments, right? You guys, if there's a box of ornaments, you might as well just, people walk by, they see the box of ornaments has been dug through and these things are left, and I'm laughing all the way to pay my 50 cents. I'll buy the whole box. These are plastic flocked, and they were probably made in Hong Kong. They might have been made in Japan. They were either made in Hong Kong or Taiwan. These are from the 70s and the 80s. So we're going to learn our dates. We're going to learn what was made when. If you see Taiwan, Hong Kong, that kind of stuff, you're going to know. Yep. Some of these can be worth some pretty big money too. So we're either going to talk about plastics next week, or we're going to talk about wool. And for anybody that is a clothing seller, are there any known recorded deaths by FOMO? I'll do a little research on that, and I'll get back to you so you can let that friend know. That's hilarious. I love you, Brett. So if you are a clothing seller, or if you are somebody who loves wool and you have items that have holes in them and you don't want to do anything with them, we're going to cover that when I talk about wool. So we're either going to talk about plastics next week, or we're going to talk about wool. And this right here is plastic. Right? Nobody picked this up. Why do you think nobody picked this up? Probably because it's stained. Probably because it's close to 80 years old. I picked it up. I know better. It's kind of creepy looking, but and there's no marks on it. And it's been repaired very nicely on the inside with white. So I don't know everything. Half asleep in an old wool army blankets. Yep. I don't know everything, but we're gonna learn as much as we can, and then you guys can go out and find the treasures. All right, you guys. See you next week. Thanks for being here. Talk to you later. Oh, wait a minute. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys, I'm 50. What am I? I'm 50 subscribers from 6,000. So I'd appreciate it if you share. All right. Bye, you guys. Have a great weekend.